That's what we're talking about with Richard Viguerie, one of the guys, and I don't think he minds it when I say one of the guys who has emerged as the conservative wise man there outside Washington, Skyping in from Virginia. Richard, we are in need of conservative wisdom here. What should conservatives in the House and Senate be telling their leadership about this proposed spending bill?
Well, JD, not only do we need conservative leaders, we need leaders. The Republicans are lacking leaders, but certainly the conservatives need leadership. And there's some good people in the House and the Senate, and we're counting on them to stand up and oppose this betrayal, this
Can you be more specific
of the American people.
Richard, can you be
this
more...
budget here that's being presented is 1,607 pages. It funds abortion under Obamacare, funds Obamacare, and this is just an outrage. And I hope that the principled, limited government, constitutional conservatives in the House and the Senate stand up and show some real backbone to these leaders who are betraying the American people, and vote against this budget and require, if it does pass, for the Republican leaders to go and get Democrats to pass their big government budget. This is a budget only Obamacare and the Chamber of Commerce can really like.
Richard, when you are talking about lack of leadership, can you give us some examples of who you're referring to? Is this Mitch McConnell? Is this Boehner?
Absolutely. It's the leadership, quite frankly, in the House, which is John Boehner, Scalise from Louisiana, Kevin McCarthy, as well as John Boehner and John Cornyn, Mitch McConnell and John Cornyn in the Senate, and Reince Priebus in the Republican National Committee. We don't hear anything about him saying, "Hey, fellas, we promised the American people we would defund Obamacare. We would stop amnesty."
Well, Richard, who do you think should be in charge then? If not Boehner, if not Mitch McConnell, if they're not up to par, who would you put in charge?
Well, there's any number of good people in the House and the Senate. In the 50 years that I've been involved here, we've lacked leadership for the most part. But in recent years, thanks to mostly probably the Tea Party and constitutional conservatives at the grassroots, we've got some good backbenchers. But I don't think it would help their careers if I were to say, they should go forward and replace the present leadership there. But I think we all know we've got some really good principled conservatives in the House and the Senate. And we've got leaders that have betrayed the people. And whenever, by the way, they are the face of the opposition to the Democrats, people reject them, as they did in 2006, 2008, 2012. Whenever you put principled, limited government conservatives in front of the voters, people like that, as they did in 2010, 2014. They like conservatives opposing the Democrats.
Richard, a minute remains, and I want to ask you this question. Because of the problems, because of this concern about amnesty, because of a lack of fiscal restraint, because nobody's standing up to the president, for conservatives, for Tea Party conservatives, grassroots conservatives, is there a threat that they will leave the Republican Party and the Republican Party will go the way of the Whigs? 45 seconds.
I hope that doesn't happen, because I think a third party right now, quite frankly, JD, would turn the country over to the Democrats. The Democrats, being corrupt and immoral, would rewrite the rules so that anybody that opposes them would never be able to win another election. So I think we have to stay in the Republican Party and fight hard to throw these leaders out and bring limited government constitutional conservatives. We've got great leaders in the House and the Senate, Rand Paul, Ted Cruz, Mike Lee, Justin Amash, Tim Huelskamp. There's some great leaders out there, and we have to replace these present leaders. Remember, as Carville said, it's the economy is stupid in 1992. I say to conservatives, remember the primaries. It's a primary stupid. Primaries coming up in 2016. Anybody who votes for this outrageous betrayal of the American people with this budget here being presented to the Congress this week.
And we got to stop it right there. Richard Viguerie, thank you for your time. America's Forum continues here on Newsmax TV.